Hey everyone, I'm Oliver Kovács, a Hungarian composer. In this video I'll discuss how to create a chord progression in a specific mood and teach you why one chord progression sounds sad while another feels happy. Let's get started. If you are a beginner and some of the musical concepts in this video are new to you, be sure to check out my free online course, How to Compose Music from Scratch. It will help you understand the basics and follow along much more easily. First of all, let's talk about scales and modes. A scale is a set of notes in a specific order. Every scale has its own unique step pattern, including major and minor seconds or even larger intervals. These steps determine the characteristics of the scale. If there are more minor seconds close to the tonic, the scale sounds darker and somber. With more major seconds, it becomes brighter and optimistic. For example, Lydian is the most optimistic mode, while Locrian is the most unsettling. I created a cheat sheet for how to choose a scale or mode for your piece of music. Diatonic chords are built from the notes within a specific scale or mode. They only contain notes from that scale or mode. It's very easy to build diatonic chords. Play the first, third, and fifth notes of the scale or mode, then move up degree by degree, and that's it. Those are your diatonic chords. I'll show you an example. If you want to build a very simple chord progression, you can choose chords from the diatonic system. If you select more minor chords, the result will sound somber and melancholic. With more major chords, it will be brighter and optimistic, and with more diminished chords, it'll be tense and suspenseful. Suspended chords, which are not part of the diatonic system, can create anticipation. We can make our chord progression more interesting by using borrowed chords. Borrowed chords are simply chords we borrow from other keys or modes. For example, secondary dominants are chords that temporarily tonicize a scale degree which is not the tonic of our home key. If you want to know more about this topic, check out my video lesson series How to Compose Music from Scratch. It's in the 5th episode. Let's look at our first chord progression. Why does it sound happy, bright, and optimistic? First, I used the major scale, second, I incorporated more major chords than minor, and I didn't use diminished chords at all. I also added a secondary dominant chord, which changed the supertonic from minor to major, making it sound brighter and optimistic. This is how you can build chord progressions consciously. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. The sad chord progression is in the natural minor scale. I incorporated relatively many minor chords. I also want to draw your attention to a chord pair, the minor on the tonic and a major on the dominant. In natural minor, the 5th degree chord is minor, but I used a major chord instead. In harmonic and melodic minor, the 5th degree chord is major as it is in the major scale. Borrowing a chord from a parallel scale or mode is called modal interchange. That's what happened here. This modal interchange conveys a sorrowful, emotional feel. Why is this third chord progression tense and suspenseful? The melody is in natural minor, but I used a couple of borrowed chords to create this mood. For example, I incorporated a Neapolitan chord. The diminished chord on the 4th degree also adds to the tense atmosphere. I also used the secondary leading tone chord, a diminished triad a half step below the tonic. Let's listen to the critical parts on their own. If you want to create a mystical, magical chord progression, the Dorian mode is a great choice. The Dorian feel is based on a simple chord pair, the tonic and subdominant chords. Of course, we can use other formulas, but this solution is excellent for describing magical fantasy or mystical landscapes, film scenes, or video games. If you add your personal ideas to this chord pair, the progression will convey an ancient, mystical mood.